impressive.
Welcome back, everyone. One of the best things about TEDx Jacksonville are the individual stories. Amy Donofrio is one of 13 featured speakers for this year's event. Her TED Talk topic is about changing our perceptions of at-risk youth. She's joining us to share more about that, and with her is one of the student volunteers for this year's conference. We welcome speaker Amy Donofrio and student volunteer Aleta Turner to the show. And the
Welcome
plus
to the
two
chat.
with Aleta.
Yes, she's carrying something with her. Yeah.
So
Welcome
Amy,
to the chat, ladies.
Yeah, welcome. It's
you.
really exciting. We love bringing in the TEDx speakers because the stories, like we said, are always incredible. So Amy, tell us how you got into teaching.
You know, I just wanted to make a difference, and I wanted to help students, but along the lines I've realized that actually my role is to spark things in students that are already there, and EVAC is an all-boys class that I teach that has managed to do that, and I love it, and that's what I'll be speaking on.
What would you say is the most rewarding part of your job? Because it takes a special kind of woman, a special kind of person to do what you're doing. What is the most rewarding part?
Just watching the spark when they realize that they have everything they need inside of them. I'm not creating anything, I'm not building anything, they have it, and just the realization it's there. That's the best.
That is awesome.
And so what about, I mean, I want to know, like, what are your goals? What are you expecting to get out of whenever you go up to speak at TEDx? Don't you have expectations on the other side, what you want someone to do or how to respond or change in any way? What are you wanting?
I want Jacksonville to be the city that it can be for our youth. I want Jacksonville to see the youth the way I see them and anyone who's close to them sees them, and to come in and want to help and uplift our youth.
So what was it that made you want to change the term at-risk youth?
I think when you use at-risk, you're talking as if they're already at a deficit. And I just don't think that's healthy. I don't think any of us would refer to our children that way, our family members that way.
You always say, like, this person needs help, instead of saying they're at risk.
Right, right. So when we started using the term at hope, which we love that Mayor Curry has adopted that term as well, kids have infinite potential, and it's up to us as a city and as adults to catalyze that potential and give it a platform.
Absolutely.
I want to dig a little deeper into this EVAC program that you have, because it sounds amazing, but I want to be sure our viewers completely understand it. So break it down, girl. Break it down, break it down. Come on.
You know, everyone wants to call it a program, and that's why we call it a movement, because it truly is. It's a group of youth and I who just decided, you know, they've been through certain things, they've experienced certain things, and let's do something about it. And so about 2 years ago, we started meeting with JSO, with local judges, local attorneys, talking about some of the things they've been through and what they'd like to see change in their community, and it's been amazing.
What does EVAC stand for?
Actually, it is the cave backwards. My first thing I teach every year, so we evac people out of the cave.
I like that. Some symbolism there.
It definitely is. I just taught it today to all my other classes, and some of the boys guest taught, and it was just amazing. But it's Plato's allegory of the cave, which is prisoners who've been in a cave their whole life. They don't know anything different. They don't know that they're even prisoners until one day a liberator comes in and brings them to the light, and it's the responsibility of the liberator to come back into the cave. Shout out Mr. Benyard, my mentor teacher who taught me that story, and then I've taught it to the kids, and they've taught it to their classmates as soon as today.
And did you just win an award for it?
They've been recognized. We were able to meet President Obama in November, which was
Oh my gosh.
yes. They won, we did a project, they won a spot in Harvard's Kind Schools competition, and it's a national contest. They won first place in June, and so they're amazing.
We got to talk more. So Aleta, I'm going to drag you in, you and your little one. So why is volunteering so important, even carrying a little one? You still are out there grinding, getting the job done. Where does your passion come from?
Well, I'm a Jacksonville native and entrepreneur, so this is just dear to my heart, to help make sure that we ensure that local students are exposed to different experiences beyond their communities. And so, of course, as a volunteer, you know, we dedicate our time and our talent to the Jacksonville TEDx chapter. One of the things that we're doing, we've reached out to at least 10 different organizations, and I will also say that we're able to do this because of our generous donors, such as Julie and Michael McKinney, and then also the Jacksonville System of Care. And so with their generous gifts, we're able to offer 50 scholarships for students at no cost, the high school students at no cost. And Amy students last year attended. They'll be returning this year. And then also the 50 college students, they get a discounted ticket rate. And right now we're all sold out for student tickets. So that's why it's so dear to my heart.
That's great. So then what is it like with working with EVAC, working with TEDx? What does all of this experience feel like for you, especially being a Jacksonville native?
Well, it's definitely opened my eyes. Just like the students are exposed to different individuals and influential speakers, so am I. And so although we have these events, you know, I'm sure Amy as a speaker, she's been able to interact with volunteers on the team, and the team is made of diverse individuals, and as you can see, the speakers who are coming, they're diverse as well, and so it just opens your eyes. Even some of I have a thank you note here from Amy's students from last year, and so, you know, I personally hold on to things like this that mean so much, and I can share it with donors. And the picture of Obama, the students with Obama is here as well, so you can see that picture.
Look at that, it really is.
Talk about being a volunteer. A lot of people want to volunteer, but they're afraid it's going to take a lot of time. How many hours did you put in as a volunteer to get all of this back?
Well, I will say this year I do have a team member, and so we do have a timeline. So honestly, I don't keep track of the time just because I'm passionate about volunteering. So maybe like last night I sent emails out and I probably spent like an hour doing it, but I don't sit and track it. So maybe overall I estimate.
So not much time at all, and you got so much back.
And I work full time too, so you know, you just give your time and talent where it's needed.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the preparation process for the big talk. What is the process? What is your process?
Oh gosh, I'm learning it as I go. You know?
Really?
Is it different from standing up in front of your students?
Oh, it's totally different. I can do that all day. This is a little intimidating, but it's important because I think what they've done deserves to be spotlighted, and our hope is that other people can benefit from it.
Do you practice, or do you just get up there and ad lib and?
Oh no! I'm gonna practice. You know, it's written out, but I'm learning the process. We're in the early stages.
Have you watched other ones to kind of pull maybe like inspiration or ideas from?
Definitely. And going last year and seeing the event, we were all, me and the students, were so inspired by what we saw last year. And so I took a lot of notes. I'm going back to those frantically right now.
Oh, of course, it's not easy. We know it's not easy public speaking sometimes. Well, thank you and very congratulations to the both of you. It's an amazing program or movement. It's an amazing movement, and it's obviously much needed. All right, so TEDx Jacksonville 2017 happens Saturday, October 14th at the Florida Theater. Tickets are on sale right now, so go get them because they will sell out. And for more information on the conference, visit the website TEDxJacksonville.com.